Your headline stories this evening. Certainty for the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal as Gwede Mantashe is heckled off the stage as their elective conference is called off yet again. Teary schoolmates paid tribute to 16-year-old Luanda Shabalala, who was shot dead by his father in Ennerdale on Tuesday. Good to have you with us this Saturday evening. I'm Gareth Edwards. This is eNews at 7. ANC delegates in KwaZulu-Natal want the province's elective conference to happen within the next 6 weeks, but that first has to be approved by the party's National Executive Committee. The suspension of the conference follows a court interdict obtained by 3 branches last night.
With regard to the provincial conference, having cleared all of the issues that were raised in court through organizational processes and through the court process, we will want to convene a conference. We will see when, but the mandate given by branches, which will be decided by the national officials and the NEC, was that we should convene in 6 weeks. We're not going to present this thing to you, but we knew that it will be leaked, and it's better if it's come from us direct.
Well, last night, ANC National Chairperson Gwede Mantashe was heckled as he tried to address party members. Delegates were chanting, "What has Zuma done?" in what appeared to be support for the former president, who appeared in court earlier in the day.
Unless it is not an ANC meeting. If it's a factional meeting, I'm not going to speak. If it is an ANC meeting, I'm going to speak here tonight. Uba ye-faction, the meeting, andizukuthetha. Uba ye-ANC, ndizawuthetha apha namhlanje.
Well, the ANC's KwaZulu-Natal coordinator, Sihle Zikalala, apologized for some members' behavior.
From the beginning, we want to sincerely apologize to the ANC, national chairperson in particular, but to the officials and the NEC as a whole for what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday, where the national chair could not address, embarrasses us as the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, but it's foreign it's foreign to the tradition of the ANC.
Well, next year's election is fast approaching, and the Democratic Alliance's federal executive says it's got its eye on several prizes. The party's leader, Mmusi Maimane, briefed the media following that decision-making body's meeting, which focused squarely on 2019. Michael Apple was there.
Democratic Alliance leader Mmusi Maimane says they did not discuss the protracted Patricia de Lille saga. The termination of her party membership on the 8th of May is something she is challenging, and he says the matter is currently before the courts.
It's not as big an elephant as you put it. Our focus is to say it's in court. Are we delivering for people in Cape Town? Yes. Our services continued. Is there a budget that's been passed? Are jobs being created? Are citizens feeling safer? All of those things are happening. So we've placed the people of Cape Town above any other thing, and that's the focus. That's why we would never spend time discussing one individual at the expense of the millions of people who call Cape Town their home.
Maimane says the ruling party is focused on state-led development, while the DA wants city-led development. But what exactly is the difference?
We favor cities because cities are the new countries. We think in cities, it's the best place for small, medium enterprises to trade. It's cities that break down regulation. They stop red tape. They make it easier for you to trade. It's cities that ensure that the lights are on, the water is flowing, and the roads come to your business.
The DA leader in Gauteng says they're going to be fighting to push the ANC below that critical 50% threshold come 2019.
My personal objective is for us to get an outright majority win in Gauteng. I don't like to fight for second best.
Maimane also told journalists he's confident the City of Joburg's budget will be passed this coming Tuesday. He says the tariff disagreements with the economic freedom fighters have been ironed out and the budget should now get the green light. Michael Apple, Johannesburg.
16-year-old Luanda Shabalala has been laid to rest. The teenager was shot dead on school grounds in Enedale on Tuesday night. His father, Sibusiso Emmanuel Shabalala, has admitted he pulled the trigger. He says he mistook his son for a hijacker after falling asleep in his car and waking up startled. Shabalala Sr. then handed himself over to police the very same day. He has appeared in the Lenasia Magistrates Court on Thursday and said the mistake will haunt him for the rest of his life. The 51-year-old asked to be released so he could bury his own son with dignity. He did so on Saturday, but kept a low profile at the funeral and burial. Erin Bates was there.
Luanda Shabalala was born in Johannesburg on the 21st of December 2001. He died this week on Tuesday, the 6th of June 2018. The teenager was shot dead on the grounds of his school. For those who knew Luanda, Saturday was a day heavy with grief. Teachers, classmates and friends joined the family in mourning and in celebrating the teenager's full life and bright smile.
Luanda was the shining star amongst all of us. He was a brother to many, a friend in need, and most of all, a mentor to all.
Luanda means love must increase. And Luanda truly lived up to his name. He increased my capacity to love, to smile, to express my emotions, and to be myself. He also taught me to let go of stress and to be free.
His mother, stepmother, siblings and uncles were surrounded by supporters throughout the day. At times, it was all too much for those who knew Luanda well. From the church, mourners proceeded to Olifantsvlei Cemetery to pay their last respects. A new school award will be named in memory of this talented teenager. His father's expected back in court on the 27th of July. Erin Bates, Olifantsfontein.
More news coming up after the break, including this. Metro Rail arrests 61 people in Cape Town as part of a joint operation between Metro Rail Protection Services, Transnet Security and Woodstock Police. Welcome back. Good to have you with us. Metro Rail has hailed it as one of the largest number of arrests ever on the rail network. In Cape Town this week, 61 people were taken in. The arrests form part of a joint operation by Metro Rail Protection Services, Transnet Security and Woodstock Police. Reporter Leanne Jansen has the story.
An early morning raid on what's become something of an eyesore and a hub of criminal activity. Police swooped on this patch of PRASA-owned land in Woodstock. It's seemingly been abandoned for some time and houses some pricey apparatus. Officials secured rail equipment to the value of almost R500,000 and confiscated drugs and drug paraphernalia. Residents nearby have for some time complained about the danger the area poses. In this footage, supplied by one of those concerned residents, people are openly seen peddling and using drugs. It's apparently an everyday occurrence. More than 60 people are expected to appear in court on Monday. The charges range from possession and dealing in drugs to trespassing. Leanne Jansen, Cape Town.
South Africa has been elected to be a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. It's the third time the country has held a spot on that 15-member council after last serving back in 2012. This comes at a time, though, when the UN has been criticized for its inability to resolve conflicts like the civil war in Syria. William Denslow reports from the UN headquarters in New York.
The 93rd plenary meeting of the General Assembly is called to order.
It's in with the new and out with the old at the United Nations Security Council. South Africa is back with a seat at the table. Running unopposed, they won 183 out of 190 votes. They'll be on the Security Council for the next 2 years and hope to use the platform to continue the legacy of Nelson Mandela.
South Africa will use this particular tenure in the Security Council to promote the maintenance of international peace and security through advocating for peaceful settlements of disputes and inclusive dialogue.
South Africa will be joined by Germany, Belgium, the Dominican Republic and Indonesia as the new council members next year. The delegation from South Africa say they will use this position to work closely with regional players and plan to make the African Union Silence the Gun 2020 campaign a priority.
Only when we have peace and a culture of peace can we have sustainable development. And we in Africa need that most.
But this election comes as the UN has been under fire for its inability to find peaceful resolutions to a number of global conflicts.
South African officials have set themselves some ambitious tasks, but history dictates that implementing these goals may be easier said than done. But the hope is that a shake-up at the UN Security Council can help shake the world of some of its most protracted conflicts. William Denslow, New York.
Here's a reminder of your main stories this evening on eNews. Further uncertainty for the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal as Gwede Mantashe is heckled off the stage as their elective conference in that province is called off yet again. A sad day and teary schoolmates pay tribute to 16-year-old Luanda Shabalala, who was shot dead by his own father in Ennerdale on Tuesday. Well, what does the weather look like for comrades tomorrow? Let's take a look at what is happening with your weather details, and then we sit down for a catch-up with the man behind this song, Akanamali.
Welcome to the Weather Center, everyone. We're going to start off Sunday with cloud and showery conditions over the southern Cape areas. We could also see quite a bit of cloud and fog patches over the western interior, and it's going to be mostly fine for the eastern areas. Then later on in the day, we will see a few patches of cloud popping up over parts of the Free State, Northwest and Gauteng. It will stay sunny for Mpumalanga and Limpopo. Then towards the evening, rainy weather sets in over KwaZulu-Natal. So if you are taking part in the Comrades Marathon, you might be greeted by rainy weather at the finishing line in Durban this Sunday. So we are going to start off the day with partly cloudy to cloudy skies on Sunday over the southern areas of the Northern Cape. It's going to be cold for Sutherland, peaking at just around 12 degrees. Rain showers are forecast for the first half of the day over much of the Western Cape, where it's going to be cool in most areas. Partly cloudy and dry, however, for Cape Town, warming to around 16 degrees. Much of the Eastern Cape will also see rain showers and cool afternoon temperatures. Port Elizabeth peaking at just around 16, 17 for Port Alfred and East London. Rain showers are also forecast towards the evening for the southern areas of KwaZulu-Natal. Pietermaritzburg starting at 7 and warming to 20 in the afternoon. A high of 22 is forecast around Durban. We are going to see mostly sunny and mild to warm weather across much of Mpumalanga, Mbombela, making it to 28 degrees in the afternoon. Sunny and warm to hot weather is forecast for much of the Limpopo province, Polokwane, making it to 24 degrees. We are going to see just a bit of cloud overhead across the northwest, where Zeerust and Rustenburg will both peak at around 25 degrees. Just a bit of cloud overhead as well for the Free State. A high of 22 is forecast for Velcom, cooler for Bethlehem with a high of just around 19 degrees. Similar weather is forecast across the Gauteng province, Johannesburg and Soweto, reaching highs of 22 in the afternoon. Now looking ahead to your Monday, it's going to be mostly sunny across much of South Africa, just a bit of rain around Durban and Richards Bay. Then on Tuesday, sunny weather continues for the bulk of the country. It will be partly cloudy over the northeast.
Well, he's the man behind the hit song Akanamali. He is Sanel, the music producer, cleaning out at the Sama Awards last weekend, receiving 3 trophies for that song. Lindiwe Sithole sat down and caught up with him to find out how life has been after the win and what inspired this award-winning track. All right, we'll bring you that story a little bit later, I'm sure, in another bulletin. Now, here's a reminder of your headline stories this evening. There's further uncertainty for the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal as Gwede Mantashe is heckled off the stage as their elective conference is called off yet again. Teary schoolmates paid tribute to 16-year-old Luanda Shabalala, who was shot dead by his father by accident, it seems, in Ennerdale on Tuesday. And if you missed it, a heroic comeback for the Springboks as they take a 1-0 lead in the 3-match series against England at Ellis Park earlier tonight. The Springboks beating England 42 points to 39. And that's where we're going to say goodbye and good night for the moment. Cheers till next time.